All right, look, I won't pretend like I don't know that the Toyota Tacoma TRD Pro has been an absolute dominating force when it comes to the midsize off-road truck market. But times, well, they might just be changing. With the recently announced 2023 Canyon AT4X and its corporate counterpart, the Colorado ZR2, is the Toyota Tacoma TRD Pro still the king of the midsize truck segment? I guess we should probably take a closer look. So let's get into it. All right, so maybe you're thinking about buying a new midsize truck, or maybe you're driving one now, or maybe like me, you're just into trucks and you like to see what the current market has to offer. Either way, I think you guys are really going to like this video, because after comparing the new Canyon AT4X to the Toyota Tacoma TRD Pro, I have to say I was pretty surprised to see just how much more you get for your money with the AT4X. Yeah, I said it. And if you're a huge Tacoma fan, because I'm sure some of you are going to see this, before you start screaming at me in the comments section, just hear me out first, and then feel free to scream at me in the comments after, because I'm sure that's what you're going to do anyway. But the first thing I want to talk about is something that I don't think many people realize. Did you know that Toyota still utilizes drum brakes in the rear of the Tacoma? Seriously, I had no idea. It's 2022, and a brand new Tacoma TRD Pro has drum brakes. Of course, the AT4X comes with disc brakes all the way around, because disc brakes are a far superior system. They have fewer moving parts, which means less points of possible failure. They dissipate heat much better, which also makes them last longer. They're easier to maintain, and because they're open, they're far less susceptible to rusting. The only real benefit to drum brakes is they're cheap. But even then, you can buy a $19,000 Kia and you'll have four-wheel disc brakes. I'm not really sure how much longer Toyota is going to milk this old, outdated tech. I cannot even believe that they're still putting drum brakes on these things, but who knows? The second thing we should talk about, which every off-road enthusiast should be familiar with, are locking differentials. The Canyon AT4X comes with front and rear electronic locking differentials, commonly referred to as lockers, and they are a definite game changer when it comes to off-roading. But on the Tacoma, you only get a rear locker. Having the ability to electronically lock both the front and rear differentials gives the Canyon AT4X a massive off-road advantage over the Tacoma TRD Pro. The next thing I want to talk about is the powertrain. The Tacoma TRD Pro comes equipped with a naturally aspirated 3.5-liter V6 engine that produces 278 horsepower and 265 pound-feet of torque through a 6-speed automatic transmission. The Canyon AT4X comes equipped with a high-output, turbocharged 2.7-liter 4-cylinder engine that produces 310 horsepower and a whopping 430 pound-feet of torque. It's actually more torque than the 5.3-liter V8. It's making all sorts of people mad. If that doesn't impress you, I don't really know what will, but if you do need more, consider that 2.7-liter comes with a fully forged bottom end, which to me as an enthusiast means if I want more power, I should be able to turn up the boost with an aftermarket tune without having too much concern over venting my block. That is never a bad thing. Now, when it comes to technology, in the AT4X, you get a class-leading 11.3-inch full-color touch display powered by Google. With this display, you're able to track off-road performance data in real time, giving you even more confidence on the trails. Compare that to the Toyota Tacoma TRD's 8-inch touchscreen system, which is powered by Toyota's multimedia system. And, I mean, it plays music, navigation. There's really not much more to talk about it here, if I'm honest. But in addition to the 11.3-inch display, because enough is just never enough in the AT4X, you do get an 11-inch customizable driver information center, compared to the 4.2-inch display squeezed between the two analog gauges on the TRD Pro. Did I mention that the Canyon AT4X also has a first-in-class 6.3-inch heads-up display and available front and rear underbody cameras? Sure, the heads-up display, which Tacoma doesn't offer at all, is really cool. I like the heads-up displays. And I know a lot of people are happy to hear that, but for me, those underbody cameras, those are going to be awesome on more complex trails. They provide real-time forward and rear views of the trails below you in a split-screen configuration on your 11.3-inch touch display so that you know exactly what sort of obstacles you're dealing with without having to rely solely on a spotter standing around outside the truck yelling instructions at you or hanging your head out the window, one hand on the wheel. I know I'm not the only one who's been there. And before someone says, yeah, the cameras are cool until they get covered in dirt and mud, well, they have an integrated wash system, so no worries there. The next thing I'd like to compare is just the overall interior design of the trucks. So I'm going to pop these interior images up here, and I'll let you guys decide for yourselves which layout you prefer when we compare these two trucks, and you can comment below which one you choose. I'll be very interested to see how this goes. Now, as far as pricing goes, obviously this is a big deal. The Tacoma TRD Pro has a starting MSRP of $46,585, and the Canon AT4X, we don't know yet. We do know that the Edition 1 is far more expensive at $63,350, but I do expect the base AT4X to be somewhere in the mid to high 50 range. Yes, it will certainly be more costly than the Tacoma TRD Pro, but I also think that price is justified when you consider just how much more you're getting with the AT4X. Personally, I think it's a sure thing at this point that the new Canon AT4X will be the mid-size off-road truck king, but I'm sure Toyota won't take this one laying down. So even though I am a die-hard GM fan, this is a GM YouTube channel, everybody knows it, I'm biased, but I cannot wait to see what the next-gen Toyota Tacoma will bring to the table. Because after all, the more competition we have in the market, the better it is for all of us as consumers. As always, I'd like to thank you all for watching. If you made it this far in the video, if you could help me out by just smashing that like button, it helps me out in a big way. Subscribe if you haven't already. Maybe share this video with a friend. Maybe share it with one of your Toyota friends. I'm sure they'll love it. Check out my friends over at gmpartsdepartment.com for all your GM OEM parts needs, and I will catch you all in the very next video. Thanks again for watching, guys, as always, and take care.